We're talking about you today.
Oh, are we good? 'Cause I'm talking about you today. Hey, I'm Obi. That's Ed. We are drinking from the Garden Hose, your favorite podcast about nothing. Get us wherever you get your podcast: Apple, Spotify, Google, all those spots. We're there. We're waiting for you to like us, follow us, check out our website, gardenhose.forsell.com. Ed, how are you?
Doing great, Obi. Not as great as you, because you are, I don't know, bandwagon Eagles fan. So you're doing pretty good today, since we are taping after the Super Bowl. So congratulations.
Well, thank you, Ed. And I had a very Super Bowl question for you. So let's just get this started. As a Gen Xer, how much did you hate the halftime show?
So I don't even know how you knew we were going to go there, because it's funny. You assume I hated the halftime show, which, I mean, you're assuming correctly. I guess it's because I'm a white man in my 50s, which I think every white man in their 50s hated the show. It's funny because at work today, a coworker was talking about it, and I think they were like visibly upset about that show. And like, I don't know, I was trying to explain to them like why that show took place, and they were trying to tell me, no, I'm the demographic that watches football. They should be catering to me. And I'm like, I don't think that's how TV works. I think TV knows you're going to watch no matter what. So they want to get other people that wouldn't normally watch the football game. So I think white men in their 50s and 60s and 70s have to wake up and realize there will never be another halftime show that we actually enjoy. I think that's just the way it's going to be.
So, other than the fact that I didn't hate it, my take is pretty much exactly like yours. I have done an informal survey. I've discussed it with various people. I witnessed two 10-year-old girls loving the halftime show at the party I was at.
Which is why he's playing the halftime.
Which is why he's playing the halftime show. While the one girl's father goes, "Why do you like this? Who is this guy?" I'm like, dude, get a grip of how out of it you are. You're 40 with a kid. You don't count. Like, we don't matter. Then I did some 20-year-old something men, loved it. So they got the guys who were really ready to get into football as lifers. They got them in with that. And then I heard from three tween girls, and all three of them liked it based on their fathers and mothers' reports. So what about your two daughters? Did they comment or enjoy the halftime?
Oh, they liked it. My younger daughter was like really excited before the game even started. Like, she wanted to see Kendrick Lamar. So listen, the guy won 5 Grammys. He is music right now. Like that, we just got to understand. I mean, I'm listening to Hair Nation and Ozzy's Boneyard. I mean, I'm stuck in the 80s, obviously, right? And it makes sense. I get it. And if you look at, and I did it today because the person who was visibly offended by the talk of this, his suggestion was The Killers for the halftime show, and I'm like, ain't nobody want to watch The Killers. But here's the thing: if you look at like the last 15 Super Bowl shows, but 11 years ago, it was Bruno Mars. That might have been it. That might have been the last one my generation could say, wow, that was a great show. After that, you had Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, maybe Madonna. But then we got into the Ushers and The Weeknd. I mean, Rihanna. I mean, let's just pay attention, people. We're not going to see The Who or the Rolling Stones again. It's not happening.
I agree. And Madonna was like a throw the bone to the old people show. Because like you did the list the way it was. Like Bruno Mars, I think, especially for you and me, like he was just still before our kids fully took us out of things. And he had just done like one of the best songs that I've heard probably in the last 20 years, which was oh my goodness, the song title is escaping my head. But that song he did with Uptown Funk. It was just right after Uptown Funk, which was really a song that crossed generational. I mean, it was an amazing tune. So you're probably right. I think we're lucky we're still getting rock and roll. and not like, I look at my boys and their friends, and I'm like, I'm surprised that they're just like, forget these rock and roll stars, throw out someone who's gonna do an anime concert or a Pokemon concert, because that's what these kids like. Like those are the shows they want to go to. They want to see
Well, I
the
hope
theme
that
songs.
I'll tell you something. People are really gonna get pissed when that crap shows up.
Yeah, I know. When they have no idea what's happening at all, at all, they don't even understand. They can't even understand when they curse. Like, that was.
So, Obi, music. So, I know we're talking about music, and I'm going to shift the topic slightly because I just was amazed this weekend. I was at Mohegan Sun for a volleyball tournament, and that's why those of you who follow me on socials know I missed part of the Super Bowl because somebody in their infinite wisdom thought it was a good idea to have a volleyball tournament on Super Bowl Sunday. And Obi, not only did they have a volleyball tournament on Super Bowl Sunday, but it must have been a bunch of doctors running it because it was behind schedule like 2 hours into the tournament on Sunday. Like at noon, my daughter was supposed to play at noon, and the 11 o'clock game was just starting at noon. So they're already over an hour behind. So it's like a doctor's office. And it ended up, I ended up missing half of the first quarter. So it wasn't a complete disaster, but anyway, it's crazy. But Saturday night, I'm walking through Mohegan Sun, and I'm an old man, so I can't even believe I was up until 11:15. But I'm walking back to my room, and all of these people were entering the Mohegan Sun arena through metal detectors, all Asian individuals. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I know it is Chinese New Year, but there was a show. I think it might have been a K-pop show. I'm not really sure, but there was a concert at 11:30 on a Saturday night. Have you ever heard of a concert starting at 11:30?
Yes, I
Really?
have. However, the concert in question, no, it started maybe 11. Uh, was a New Year's Eve concert
Okay.
that started right before New Year's Eve and went until dawn. I mean, I was in my youth.
Yeah, well, so you could say that maybe Chinese New Year, but Saturday was not the Chinese New Year. Chinese New Year is like a 2 week celebration, so that wasn't the day. So anyway, I thought that was crazy, and I'm thinking to myself, who the hell is going to a concert at 11:30 at night? And like, there was people this wasn't 20-year-olds. There were people I'm like, how the hell do you stay up this late? So anyway,
Well,
it's music, 11:30 at night. I couldn't do it.
now I'm gonna have to try to Google that and find out who it was. But I
Oh,
wonder
good
if it
luck.
was it a concert, or was it, when I say concert, was it a touring musician, or was it just a general show that they had a 6 o'clock showing and an 11 o'clock showing because it was a
I think
Saturday in
it
a
was a touring
casino?
musician. Oh, maybe there was an earlier show. No, I think they only advertised the 11:30. I'm not really sure. It was somebody I never heard of. Clearly Korean or Asian. They're Asian. Um, their concert poster was in multiple, at least one other language other than English.
Okay.
I have no idea, whatever. But the point is 11:30. That's the point.
And the only thing I can say is, in a casino, time stops, right? I mean, when you're casinoing for real, it's like, what time is it? Who cares?
That is
So,
true. That is true.
just I was gonna say, feed me the coffee, but I also finally I came across something at the Super Bowl party that I have heard of, and I know is a thing, that I just have never heard or seen anyone actually do. But
With
there
it.
was a person at the party zinning.
Oh, really? Zin, yeah, that's a young kid thing. Obviously, whoever was zinning was really into Kendrick Lamar.
No, was not. It was not a younger person.
Interesting.
It
Oh,
was,
wow.
yeah.
Is that person trying to wean off the smoking? I'm assuming. So, for those
I
who don't know, Zin is a nicotine pouch that you put in your mouth, and you get direct hits of nicotine.
Yeah, I don't know what the full story was. I do know that when I said, "Oh, you're doing Zen." I had no idea what it was, so I literally asked, "It what is the difference between Zen and a pouch of chewing tobacco?" And then one of the guy goes, "Oh, you're about to get schooled on Zen," and the other guy who's doing
Yeah, Zin
it,
is like pure nicotine, right?
yeah, yeah. There's
And
no leaf, no
really
nothing. Just
popular with like 20 somethings. I think like big on college campuses, males mostly, but
yeah. Apparently, you get to swallow the as opposed to spit, so it's not as disgusting.
yeah,
And
right. There's no spitting exactly. It's
yeah,
just adrenaline, nicotine.
You get the nicotine that way. I mean,
Yeah, I
as
don't
an
get that either. I don't
yeah.
get like why you would choose to become addicted to nicotine. Like, and when I'm saying that, I'm talking about the younger people. Like the younger people using it, they clearly weren't addicted to nicotine ahead of time. They've chosen to get addicted to nicotine. I understand if somebody's smoking and they're trying to wean off of the harmful chemicals into their lungs. I understand that, but I just don't get the conscious decision as a 20-year-old. Go, you know what? That looks cool. Let me go get addicted to nicotine.
Listen, I smoke cigarettes, so I don't know what to tell people. Although, for funny enough, I don't want to go into my full nicotine journey, but yeah, I smoke cigarettes. I won't even smoke a cigar anymore, just because like I know that monkey's still in there. So he offered me the Zin. I was like, no, I'm good. I don't need to find a way to actually get nicotine.
That monkey's still in there. That's like lately on TV they've been throwing reruns of the Hangover Part 3. And great part of Hangover Part 3 is when Stu is talking about how he's a demon in him. And Alan says, you have semen in you. He goes, no, Alan, I said demon. He goes, no, remember you have the semen? If you saw the movie, you'll be reminded that was a hilarious scene. But you have a monkey in you.
I have a monkey. Well, it's a monkey on your back. You know, I got a
Clearly,
monkey.
you don't have a demon or semen in you, which is good, I think.
No, I prefer a monkey. You know, genetically speaking, we all have a little monkey in us.
I mean, you prefer a monkey in you? I don't know. I prefer a monkey in me. I mean, that's going to be a good poll.
Oh, monkey semen or demon. Take your pick.
Which one does Obi prefer more?
Well, now that we know which one, Obi, what do you prefer more, monkey semen or demon, or you guys are crazy?
Yeah. So so let's segue over to the website real quick. So we've had some good interaction there, but most importantly, some huge upgrades to the website that we should share with people and to get people going there. So what do you remember the upgrades, Obi?
Oh, yes. I gotta say, I had two subjects to cover today. One was the halftime show, which apparently you needed to cover also. And the other was related to our website. And the lead-in is, of course, the amazing updates that our webmaster has made. You can now reply to comments. So we now actually have a string of comments you can follow along, which is fantastic. And now we have a like button. Just the like, we're not giving the thumbs down or the middle fingers or anything, but we do have just the like button for now. So that's working out, and a great job by our webmaster on those things.
Spaz, we'll call him Spaz here, but if you go to our website, you'll see that he has copyrighted our website. So I think that means we don't even own our own website.
Well, it's interesting because I do have, so the way changes on our website seem to happen is I request them on the show. And by the way, I have Spaz's phone number. We have a text chain, but I make the request on the show. Then Ed privately makes the request to the webmaster, and then they come up and they show up as having been done. So it's a very inefficient model. And I do have one more request, and it's a
strange. But it works though. But Obi, it works.
It works. So this is a strange request, and I have to be careful how I request this because.
Wait. Can I guess what your request is before you request it?
Yes.
I think your request is you want to see like transparency of who is voting against you in all these polls.
Nah.
Well, this month, like people slammed you pretty good on this last one. They think that bastard refers to you. Like 7 people, like 80% think that bastard is you. I like all upset, and I figure you want to know who those 7 people are.
No, I found out I'm wrong, and I'm that bastard. I'm an adult, Ed. So okay. I'm that bastard. I'm that bastard. I mean, what are we gonna do? So the thing is that Spaz, his fraternity nickname, has used my fraternity nickname, Flounder, as my sign-in. Now, that name never, like to a certain group of people in the fraternity, you and Spaz in particular, it stuck, but it was like a 50-50 at best nickname. And so I never.
No, it wasn't 50.
Oh, it was definitely 50-50 at best. I mean, you don't realize it because you loved it. You used it. You were a big, by the way, The worst part is I'm having this conversation with the guy who had the best nickname because your nickname was so good, Roadkill. You got your nickname down to RK. I mean, that is a successful nickname situation. I found, and on top of it, we had a guy in our fraternity whose nickname was Opie, and I heard more than one story where somebody heard either Obi or Opie when the story was told to them, and it was the other person. And I hear the story told back. Remember the time Opie did this? I'm like, no, that was me. Or remember the time you did that? And I was
like, understand? That's why people should have just called you Flounder and left it at that, and there would never have been any concern.
Right, should have, but didn't. And that's the thing. There was definitely a core of people who did, and Ed, you are one of them, and you and Bill or Spaz were in that. Sorry, Bill, Spaz. All right, we're not going to edit any of that out. We're in the same core group of people who did, but you know, one of your hanger-oners there, Cherry, he didn't stick with Flounder.
Yeah, I don't understand why he didn't. But so, what's your concern then?
Is I never, because it wasn't used, I never used it, and so I've been logging in without using my administrator ID and using my regular ID that I use myself, just Obi. So you could come up with it. You could call me that bastard. I mean, I'm not like, oh.
Wait, you understand something though? The way he has the website set up, yes, you sign in with Flounder, but when you post, it still posts as OB. It doesn't post as Flounder.
No, when I log in, I'm a smart man. I know how to use a computer. I have one place where I've logged in as Flounder, and I have another place where I log in to make comments as Obi.
Yeah, but what I'm telling you though is if you made comments as Flounder, it would show up as Obi.
No, it hard fills Flounder.
What I understand it hard fills it on when you click submit, but when it shows up for other people to read, it says Obi. When I comment, what does it say?
I have no idea.
It says Ed. It says Ed. But what do you think it says? It hard coded. It doesn't say Ed when I click submit. So you've created a workaround for a problem that doesn't exist.
Okay. In that case, I will go back to using Flounder as my username, which I've now given away half of the way to log in. Now we need a third identifier. I need a PIN added. No.
We need multi-factor authentication now.
Yeah.
On our website.
Okay. So
Obi, I think that's great that you just told everybody halfway to log in and to do their own polls for us. But there is one other thing I want to touch upon before we break for the show. But I do think people should continue to go to our website, continue to leave a comment, vote in the polls. As I just referred to, the simple question was, who does that bastard refer to? Ed, like 10% of the people said me. One was probably Obi's wife, and the other one was probably Obi. Then like 90% of the people, or maybe 85% of the people said it was Obi. And then I think 5% of the people said, I think it refers to the podcast. Whatever, they gave the throwaway answer. But the truth of the matter is we wanted to find out who that bastard was, Ed or Obi, and I think we have a definitive answer.
Oh, no. So I can say this. I'm reviewing the answers. I did not vote for Ed. I was the one who voted. It doesn't describe a proper noun, more so in action. That was me. I wasn't.
The grammarian is the group.
Yeah, I wasn't going to vote for you because I didn't want to, but I wanted to vote. And I wasn't going to vote for me because I didn't want to apparently find out I'm that bastard.
I don't think I voted for you. I think I voted for the fourth answer, the one that we didn't. What was the fourth answer?
No, so apparently both of us voted, but only one of our votes counted for. It doesn't describe a proper noun.
No, then that means I voted for you. Well, what are you going to do? I mean, sometimes a word fits. I mean, it seems to work that way.
Yeah. Hey, listen, it may have been a better nickname than Flounder.
I think people should understand the only time I use that bastard to describe Obi, which we now have definitive answer that it actually does describe you, is when you post the episode late. Like it's supposed to be ready to go 6 a.m. on Fridays. And I know we have some loyal listeners that are waiting for 6 a.m. on Friday, but most of the people sleep in. They don't realize you're late. So most people don't understand why you're called that bastard, but why? If anybody wants to know.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I guess it's, as I'm learning right now, officially, it's fair.
Yeah.
Also, I happened to be running a volleyball tournament in Connecticut, Mohegan Sun this weekend.
That those individuals are referred to as that bastard as well. I think, yeah,
You know, they were all at the concert, is why
and they started late probably.
yeah.
I think, as you know, in today's day and age, as we've heard this word a lot, I think I now have a mandate to refer to you as that bastard because it was a landslide. So, but with that, there's another topic I want to discuss because something's happened in the last, I would say, 2 months that has really it just has made me go, no, well, it's February. So the last 2.5 months happened twice. It just makes me go, is this a thing or is this just happened this 2 times? So on 2 different occasions, people that I know close to them have booked travel, vacations, and unknowingly, mistakenly, have booked the wrong return flight based on their dates of travel and hotel reservation. So, for example, they think they're going from Wednesday to Wednesday, and they book the flight back on Thursday. So they're short a day. Or in another example, they're going somewhere from Tuesday to Saturday, and they book the flight home on Friday, a day early. Now, are you aware of anybody else doing this, Obi, or is this just in my life that this happens?
It is my biggest fear in the world that I'm going to do that.
Okay.
I spend hours. I really feel like I spend hours going, honey, what are the dates? Are these the dates? Is this the date? Honey, are these the dates? The dates? Are these the dates? Honey, we have 12 hours to change it. Did I pick the right dates? Are the dates correct? We have 12 hours. Are these dates good? So it has not happened to me. It is one of my 3 biggest, what I like to call realistic fears. Like, like something that could legitimately happen.
So getting eaten by a shark in a pool is not a realistic fear.
Right. So there's that. I've been wanting to tell the story of the biggest realistic fear on the show for a while because it's something that I've gotten while I've gotten older. And then, of course, the realistic fear that every man has is that someday their sons are going to be able to whoop them up because that is something that's going to happen. But
which is why you play with swords.
That's right. It is literally why I play with swords. So outside my house, not the front entrance, but the main entrance to my house has a small little stoop, tiny little stoop, and 3 steps. And going in and out is not a problem unless you're carrying something like the garbage or the groceries. And it's just when we moved in the house, my father-in-law, rest his soul, already at the time was in a wheelchair, and he asked that we make that entrance wheelchair accessible. And I said, no, we're going to do it in the garage with a temporary thing. So he was able to get in and out of my house. But it wasn't the most convenient thing. We had to put it down when he was coming. But now I go out, take out the garbage so many times. I'm going to twist my ankle and fall down and really hurt myself. I'm an old man. I'm going to lose my balance, break my leg, and hurt myself. It's my biggest realistic fear. And I just put a ramp in there when my father-in-law wanted. He's up there laughing at me.
You don't think you would slip and slide down a ramp?
No, because it would have been built so much wider than the stoop is now, just to accommodate. And those ramps usually have fence. The ramp that it would have been replicating that he had in his house has guardrails. So no, I don't think it really is a matter of this when I come out and the angle on the door that I'm just gonna half step on one of the steps and twist the ankle and fall, which happened to a friend of mine who's 10 years older than me about 10 years ago, taking out. So it's very, yeah.
So what we've learned is that this idea of booking travel on the wrong day.
Don't give a shit about my story. I appreciate that.
No. Oh, no, I'm coming back. I'm coming
okay.
back to your story. I'm not blowing your story off. I'm going to wrap it all up. Trust me, I'm coming back. So what we've learned is that this booking on the wrong day is not a widespread thing. You haven't heard of anybody doing this.
No.
However, even though you haven't heard of anyone ever doing this before, it is one of your top 3 realistic fears.
Yes.
Okay. Which is interesting because you've never heard of anybody doing it yet you think it's a realistic fear that you'll do it.
I have never hit submit, but I have done it.
Oh, okay.
All right. So like I've gotten to, is it?
So here's the kicker, Obi. I gotta set some light. I'm still gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna come back to your story. I'm not blowing your story up, but I'm gonna come back to your story. The 2 times I'm talking about aren't times that they recognized it after they pressed submit. The one time, the couple in question was on their vacation, and they got a text message from the hotel saying, we're not we're excited you're checking out, but basically prepare for your checkout tomorrow. And they didn't have flights tomorrow. Okay, so they were on vacation. They're in a room. They had to scramble and get a hotel for the extra night. That's one case. The other case, a good month had gone by, and this individual was planning their vacation with their friends, and they may have been talking about buying show tickets on a Friday night, and they said, oh, we'll have to look into that. And when they looked into it, they realized they were flying home Friday morning, and a show on Friday night was a problem. However, they have a hotel for Friday night. So those individuals actually had to change their flights before they actually took off and flew to where they were. So one person was kind of like the submit thing, but another person was on vacation. So
no. I think both those people were well. Like I've had the point where I've like, I've had to review it and say, hey, honey, do we have the dates right? And the answer has been no. So I was that close. Both of those people hit submit. So
right.
And then I am afraid that because that it could happen.
That's a realistic fear that you have.
Yeah.
But then there's this other realistic. And what you've just described, which is walking out of your front door. So what you've just described to our listeners is that you live in a constant state of realistic fearism.
No, it has to be when I'm no, it's not just strolling out the front door. It's walking out the front door when I'm carrying like the trash or a bunch of bags because we're going someplace. It is only in these very specific occasions, and I'm on high alert, not fear, because I'm afraid that I'm going to do this thing.
I don't know. It sounds like you live in fear every day of your life, and I feel bad for you. You might need therapy. But let me ask you a question. Aren't your swords in a bag? Like, so when you walk out the door with your swords, are you in fear for your life because you might fall?
So the swords,
no. That's a crazy coincidence that you have a bag.
No, because the swords, the way they get carried, they are not. I don't feel off balance. It's mostly the garbage, and the way it's in front of you. Or the bags are too wide. The sword bags. One is a drag bag, or it's literally on the backpack, and the other one's over the shoulder. It's legitimately a rifle bag, so anyone who has a rifle would know exactly what a leather rifle bag looks like. Yeah. So no, the way it hangs on me is not making me feel off balance, whereas the garbage might.
So you're really just afraid of taking the garbage out and carrying groceries. So this is all a ruse, so you don't have to do shit around the house.
No, because I still have to do both those fucking jobs.
That sucks, bro.
Yeah, and the charm is that we suck. I'm Obi. That said, talk to you next time on Drinking from the Garden Hose.